Hello and welcome to the video for MOD CMI learners, which is regarding MOD CMI assignments, how to submit. My name is Timothy Maddox. I'm the awarding body support manager, and I'll be taking you through the following steps, which will hopefully give you everything you need in order to submit an assignment for assessment. I do recommend that you also consult another video, which is the top tips for completing an assignment, which will help you actually undertake the tasks themselves before submitting. But here are some key points to remember when you are preparing to submit. You will need to be prepared to submit your assignment within 12 months of your initial registration. Once you've completed your CMI assignment, it will need to be submitted to the CMI marking service. So the CMI marking service, just to explain, is a provision for CMI partners, typically with registered status, to submit work to CMI itself to be externally assessed. By comparison, some other centres will internally assess, but for yourselves and for all MOD learners, access to this service is via email submission, which will be outlined in this video. Ensure that your submission is a single file rather than a collection of files. This is for ease of transmission. It also makes sure that we have all of the information that we need and that extra attachments aren't going to get lost along the way. You shouldn't need to have any additional files. You really just need to focus on completing the assignment itself without there being any extra attachments. But in the instance that you do need to, we do ask that you zip these together. Give your submission a clear file name, ideally identifying your name, the CMI P number that you've been given at the point of registration, the unit number, and the number of the submission, whether it's a first, second, or third submission. Please keep your file size ideally within 10 megabytes and ensure that you have your statement of authenticity prepared as well. There will be a PDF set of these slides provided to you, as well as links to any key templates or documents that you need to consider as well. So included within that is a link to the templates for the statement of authenticity that you can submit with your assignment. You'll be sending your work to ea.marking@managers.org.uk. We ask that you please bear in mind that this inbox is not one that handles queries. It's purely for managing the receipt of submissions and for returning the results back to yourselves for your marking outcomes. If you do send a query to this inbox, it does run the risk of not actually being answered, and we ask that you instead contact awarding body at managers.org.uk if you have any queries. Attach both your work and a statement of authenticity. And then in the body of the email, please clearly identify your CMI P number, the CMI qualification you are completing, the unit, the number of submission, and the centre number of the centre where you completed your military training. You will hopefully have received this upon the point of registration, but you will be able to retrieve that via the various service teams by issuing a query to one of their inboxes. This does probably sound like repetition between the file name and the actual body of the email, but it just lets us confirm that the right attachment is with the right email and that the entire marking process that's going to be undertaken is proper and correct. You will receive an acknowledgement email if your submission has been successfully received for marking. If you don't receive that acknowledgement email, please do inquire with us because we consider that the acknowledgement email sent from us to you to confirm that it has been successfully received is the commencement of the SLA. So as an overview for the process overall, from that acknowledgement of submission, it is a period of 30 working days that it takes us to have these marked. The process may take less than that, but that our agreement is for the 30 working days. So if you haven't received something within those 30 days and that time has elapsed, please do inquire with us and please do check, as that shouldn't be the case, and that will have meant that potentially something's gone wrong, and we can then investigate that and solve that. But hopefully that will not be an issue that we encounter. So once the assignment is received and been submitted to ea.marking@managers.org.uk, we acknowledge this. A CMI marker will then assess your work and provide brief feedback against each of the individual assessment criteria. All marking results are internally checked prior to release. We call this process moderation. Your result will be shown on a feedback sheet. If you have passed, your record will be updated. If you have been referred, you will have several options open to you. So your results will be sent to you via an encrypted email. The attached feedback sheet will provide you with your results for each of the assessment criteria, relevant feedback from the marker, and your overall result of a pass or a refer. If you receive a pass, this will be updated in CMI's internal database, and your credits towards your qualification will be counted. If you have achieved enough credits to complete your qualification, your certificate will automatically be generated. If you have received a refer overall for your submission, you can choose to either resubmit, or if you feel that the assessment has not been fair, you may choose to pursue the path of an appeal. For a resubmission, simply follow the same submission process again. Please do, as I say, consult the top tips for completing your assignment, which will include some guidance around this, and some of the other supporting material will directly address what's required of you when you are completing a second submission, how you need to annotate that differently, and so on and so forth. But after you've addressed the feedback from the marker on each of the assessment criteria that you've received a refer outcome for, you will then be ready to resubmit. And as I say, it's the same process for submission, which is, as we've previously outlined, which is clearly marking your file, sending it to ea.marking, making sure that you get that confirmation of submission as well. If you disagree with your grade, you have the right to appeal your assessment decision. If you do choose to appeal, please ensure that you very closely read the CMI appeals policy and procedure, and ensure that you have a good sense of how that process works and what's required of you before proceeding. If you have any queries at all, please do contact awardingbody@managers.org.uk. One of the awarding body support team will be able to either assist you with your query directly or put you in touch with another member of the team. We have a dedicated marker who will be able to handle certain queries. This is a marker who will not be someone who is actually assessing your assignment, so there's no potential for conflicts there, but they may be able to provide you with some high-level guidance when it comes to approaching the assignments themselves. As with the appeals, if you wish to lodge a formal complaint at any stage, please do consult the CMI complaints policy and procedure. This will also be linked in the description, the PDF and the annotations as well. And just for one of the FAQs that we receive, do I have to pay any additional fees if I do not pass my assignment on the first attempt? No, all of that has been included in the initial registration fee. So your subsequent submissions, your second and third submission, are included within that. Hopefully this has been helpful for you and provides you with a clear guide of how to submit your assignment when the time comes. And I wish you the best of luck.